Get ready.
Do it. Do the thing.
Get ready. Get ready.
Do the thing.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of the Between the Seasons Murder Break. It's the last one, you guys. It's the last one you're getting, damn it. We'll be back October 5th with the premiere of Season 3. Does that tickle you, Hella Greg?
It makes me feel some type of way.
Season 3 is upon us, man. It's, formally... Oh, I don't have your fucking music on here.
It's all right. I don't need any music.
Hit it. Yeah, I was going to say hit it in post. How goes it, Hella Greg?
Oh, man, I'm chilling as shit.
Like usual, huh?
Like usual.
Doing the damn thing. Well, we got Between the Seasons Murder Break number 4. We're charging into Season 3. Let's do shout outs and shit at the top, man. Let's not wait on it. Let's get it out there.
You don't have to sit through a whole episode to hear your name now. You
yes.
Just listen to it at the beginning and then turn it off.
Yeah, so essentially today we reached out to everybody to ask them to give us some ideas for stories for this very episode. So,
but we do it in advance, not the day of.
No. Between the Seasons Murder Breaks get recorded the day of, and you get what you get.
That's right. Deal with it.
Yeah. So shout out to my sister Ashley in Illinois. She gave a story. I don't think I actually used any of these, to be honest. I found a couple really cool ones, but I did want to thank you to everybody who sent us something. So thank you to Ashley.
Yeah. Jules D. Baker. You can find her on Instagram at Jules D. Baker. She sent the story that I'm going to tell tonight, and it's pretty interesting. And it ties into pop culture, which I like.
Yeah. Your friendly neighborhood Mike man?
Yeah.
What's
Mike.
up, Mikey?
He's got the other story that I'm going to tell. It's not really a full story, but
it's a little something.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, thanks, Mikey.
And was that Shanna Anderson?
Yeah. Thanks, Shanna.
Thanks, Shanna.
Yo.
Thanks for sending in stories.
Yo, Cole Garman. Appreciate you. Contributed multiple times. So thank you, Cole.
Yeah. Raina, we appreciate it. We really do.
You know.
Yeah. And then Lisette. We spoke briefly the other night, and I just wanted to say hi to her and her cat Paco, because Paco's pretty much the coolest cat. I really like him.
Paco's pretty hard. Greg and I, we tag team the social media because it can sometimes be a little overwhelming. So every now and again, you guys will get a response from both of us because we're trying to both be gunslingers and get the first responance in. And,
it's just a personal thing between us.
Yeah. And every now and again, we can tell when someone's taken over a conversation and we're good. We don't have to check back. And every now and again, we'll just go back and make sure we didn't miss anything substantial. And I'll go back and I got to see the pictures of Paco. So I enjoyed that. Thanks, Lisette.
His sleeveless jacket and the pocket knife was hard.
We'll ask Lisette if we can use that photo of Paco in his sleeveless jacket and a pocket knife and show you guys just how hard Paco is.
Lisette, if you don't get a message from us by the time you hear this on the podcast, just send us a message and let us know.
Yeah, please. Also, we're getting really close to that survey deadline we're trying to get in. So if you guys can get a couple of those surveys in. I know nobody wants to hear commercials on the show, and we don't love the idea of doing it, but this is going to help us so much to grow and to get out to more people and make the show better. So if you guys can, please complete these surveys. We're actually very close to the number. So surveys.libsyn.com/serial chillers. What were you going to say?
We'll work the commercials in a tasteful way where it's not going to be all, hey, buy this.
You guys know we will do our best to make it as painless as possible. Just understand, for us, it's one step closer to us doing this as a job. And, if that becomes the case, that's 40 hours plus for each of us that we get to spend working on the show, not
instead
other
of just
things.
The 40 hours that we already work on in a week.
Yes, exactly. So thank you. Love you. Please do that. We are giving away a prize for that too. Everybody who does it and screenshots their confirmation, we've been writing your names down. We'll do a Facebook Live or Insta Live drawing for that. We're going to get the winner a Serial Chillers t-shirt, a Serial Chillers coffee mug, a Serial Chillers notebook, and a little stack of Serial Chillers stickers, and a note from Greg and myself. So
Boom.
we're trying. We're trying to grow the show. You guys, we know we've seen some people sharing the survey, and we appreciate that a lot. And it's
Hell yeah, we do.
Like I said, we're getting close to the number we need to be able to do this. So this will sweeten the deal a little bit. I know we said a prize pack earlier. That's what it is. It's a t-shirt, coffee mug, a notebook, and a stack of stickers. So
what better to show off your Serial Chillers fandom? And when people go, "What's that?" You go, "That just means I'm part of one of the best cults in the world." I mean, fan bases in the world.
Cult what? Also, make sure to review the show whenever you can, wherever you can. If you see somewhere you can review us, please do. It for some reason is the it makes the world go round in the podcast world. So review when you can. Yeah, man.
Yeah, this message was brought to you by Jesse Lacey, dictated but not read.
I read a lot of it.
Yeah, well, not until you were actually speaking it and it was being recorded, though.
That's true. So I got a little short story for us here. Probably a lot of people have heard of it. I don't think it's like necessarily a famous story. It almost seems like an urban legend.
I might not know it.
You may not, but as a Redditor, you've probably definitely seen this poster I'll show you. But this woman, her name is Marisa Weber, and you're familiar with just the name, huh? So yeah. This is in Newport Richey, Florida. She's, there's speculation. There's nothing official, but she may have been essentially a malnourished woman who may have also had a drug addiction. So she was very small. At the time she went missing, she's 5'3", possibly as light as 75 pounds.
Wow.
I believe the date was October 8th. She's 38 years old. Or October 28th. She's 38 years old. She's living at home with her parents. She greets her mother. It seems to me that maybe a little bit of a hoarder situation happening at the house. And she says hello to her mother. She goes up to her room, and nobody ever sees her alive again. So when they go looking for her, and if you want to chime in on this, since you know it, please do, because there may be some detail. Yeah,
I may have been mistaken, so I don't want to sound dumber than people already think I am.
Okay, so for whatever reason, and it could be possibly her background with drugs, her mom thinks she's been kidnapped. Like, she's got this awful feeling right away. When her daughter's missing, she shouldn't be. She didn't see her leave the house. There's, how else is she really gone? So they call the police, and it's a 39-year-old woman. I don't know what the search would have been like, because adults can just walk away. They're allowed to. So unless there's some type sign of foul play, I don't know if the police came in and did. I'm not sure exactly what the search was like, but there's no sign of her. They're just hoping to hear something. In her room, there's this large 6-foot-tall bookshelf where the TV sits atop. And behind it, the TV cord gets kind of like bunched up sometimes, so they have to like wiggle it to get it back in. And it's really tough to get to because of the kind of hoarder situation. So Marisa and her sister would just kind of reach over the back and jiggle the wire. Well, this time, when no one was around, Marisa fell head first behind the bookshelf and became asphyxiated and died behind that bookshelf. Oh. Now, she was found 11 days later by her sister, who was going up to adjust the cords herself because the TV wasn't working.
Fuck.
Right.
I did not know about this.
Yeah. So
fuck.
This is, I want to say the story is from like 2008 or 2006. Yeah. So she had fallen behind there. They say that they did notice a smell, but remember, we have the possible hoarder situation going on. Additionally, a 5'3", 75-pound woman. I'm not saying it wouldn't smell, but it's not exactly the decomposing corpse of a 200-pound healthy adult
of you or me.
Right. So I wish I weighed 200. So there's the article says 5'3", barely 100, but I got to find the coroner's report, the whole write-up, where it said that at time of death, they estimated she weighed 75 pounds. So,
God damn.
yeah, her mother said, I'm sleeping in the same house as her for 11 days looking for her. She is a little thing, and the bookcase is 6 feet tall and solid oak. There was no way she could have got out. So,
God.
yeah, that's the story of Marisa Weber.
That fucking sucks.
Let me just confirm for you that year. Yeah, 2006. This was November of 2006 was the article. She went missing the 28th of October, 2006, found in November.
Brutal.
Yep. So interesting little short story. I had seen it a couple times. I had only really ever seen the missing poster, though. She was missing for 11 days. So there's a missing poster. We'll post that for you guys. But yeah, really kind of crazy article. Well, interesting way
shit. Like that's insane. Like that they were looking for her, but she was right there the whole time. And that even if she is that small, I mean, a decomposing body is gonna smell.
Right.
Like some. Like, you know what I mean? Like a mouse smells.
It almost seems a little bit like the Kendall Francois situation, if you recall.
I was just going to say, it seems like there was maybe masked by some other stuff going on in that house.
Yeah.
And...
Well, you've seen that show Hoarders. If it's bad, they lose cats that die, you know, like...
Yeah,
I know a cat doesn't weigh 75 pounds, but just give yourself that vision.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I've walked into like a garage where a mouse died, and I'm like,
whoops.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so let's hear your story Jules sent you. See if you could brighten the day a little bit here.
Well, actually, I just wanted to tell Mike's story first. He was telling me that the barbershop that he used to go to, the dude that cut his hair, Mello, used to cut the hair of Howell Trey Donaldson III. He was a serial killer down in Florida, and I think we should maybe make him the subject of a future episode, if nothing else, just work him into one somewhere. But yeah, I just think that's crazy. It's crazy all the connections that you see with serial killers and like oh God, what's that game? 6 Degrees of Separation featuring Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we could probably do that with serial killers and people, and you know what I mean, and make it to a serial killer somehow in 6 steps or less. In fact, if you can do that,
please don't.
Just send it to us. I'm just curious to see like how many steps away from a serial killer you are. Like how many.
Well, I mean, we have had relatives of victims reach out to us before.
That's true.
Yeah. So we've had like 2 degrees of separation, if that's
that's true.
So not to take away from you there.
Yeah, no, but the story that Jules sent me.
Hold on before you start. Thank you, Jules. Like from the very beginning, contributor, constantly, and I don't just mean like Patreon. I mean like she's messaging us. When she's got ideas or she sees something she knows we'll love, she sends it to us. So shout out to Jules. We appreciate you.
And if I'm not mistaken, she's been listening since the shitty audio quality.
That's what I meant. Like 100%. She's day one.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Jules.
Yeah. So she sent this story, and I think I happened to be the one who opened the message and got this one and was like, okay, because it got me interested right off the bat. So there was this cat named Mark Twitchell. He wanted to be a filmmaker, and this dude actually even rented a garage and shot a low budget horror film in it. I mean, and you know, how many times have you done that with your friends?
Yeah, you know? I was just gonna say I feel like I've shot a couple of low budget horror films.
I've definitely shot some no budget horror films.
Yep.
But there was this guy named Johnny who was 38. Johnny worked for an oil field equipment manufacturer, and on October 10th, 2008, Johnny said he had a date with somebody he met on Plenty of Fish. Remember that website? I think it's still around.
I was gonna say it's probably still a thing. That's the Christian.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought that was Christian Mingle.
Yeah, I know, but I think Plenty of Fish. Never mind.
I don't know. I've only got a Fat Life profile, so I don't know.
Yeah, Fat Life for life.
So shortly after this, Johnny's friends got emails basically saying that he met a woman. She was taking him on a long extended vacation to Costa Rica. And he sent an email to his boss that said he quit. And the boss was concerned because there was no follow-up when he was like, where do you want me to send your check? Oh, by the way, it's check with the QUE. They're in Canada. So he asked, where he wanted his final check sent, and he never responded, like he didn't care.
This reminds me a lot of in Hostel when they have that dude Ollie they're hanging out with, and they get a text that just says, I go home, and he's got a picture of his head. Remember that, bro? Hostel?
The original, like the first one?
Yeah.
Really, the only thing I remember was the Achilles tendons getting cut and the eye being burned out with the little handheld torch.
Gnarly. Yeah, there's a part where they're like, it's the two American guys, and they're with like I want to say
Jay Hernandez and the other one.
Yeah, they're with like a German guy that's at the hostel with him, and he's kind of like the fun-loving guy. And he just sends them a text when they're at the town of the hostel that just says like, I go home. And then it's just a picture of him kind of looking just like meh. And then it shows the guy carrying away his head, like whistling his dumb hostel song. And he's got
I do remember that.
For some reason that like piqued it to me. Like, he sent an email saying like, oh, I'm peacing out. I don't even know where this story's going, but I'm assuming it's something similar.
So, basically his friends after a while were like, dude, this is not right. And so they went and they basically broke into his apartment. They said they found just dirty dishes, like somebody had snapped their fingers and he was gone. They found his clothes. They found his passport. So he obviously
had not left the country.
Yeah, he did not like look like he did not leave the country willingly. You know what I mean?
Like not on any commercial plane.
Right. So yeah, he didn't pack to go Obviously, he didn't pack to go to Costa Rica. The Edmonton Police Department launched an investigation on Halloween. So it's been 21 days?
Yeah.
They launched their investigation also on Halloween of that same year. So that same day, Mark Twitchell was arrested. It took them like zero time to catch him.
Way to go,
It seems like it was one of those like, oh shit, it's this guy.
Did he turn himself in, or they just went and scooped him up like right quick?
They just said he was arrested, and like they didn't. There's no like, well, they found this and it led to that, and it was more like,
oh shit, this is Mark Twitchell.
Yeah. Oh, he might as well have just left a note that said Mark Twitchell was here.
Son of a bitch.
This guy was born in Edmonton, Alberta on July 4th, 1979, but that means nothing to him as he is Canadian. Mm-hmm. There was the major piece of evidence that really got him, though, like, because they were pretty sure, they had him and all that, but the major piece of evidence was a document that they recovered from his computer, even though he deleted it, which, for all you folks out there who like to drag stuff into the recycle bin and assume it's gone, it's not.
Even if you empty that recycle bin.
When you hit clear recycle bin, it's still there. So just imagine when the CIA inevitably does seize my computer, just imagine the stuff they're going to find. They're going to be like, oh shit, you must have thought you deleted this. And be like, nah, but now you're guilty too.
You seen it.
Yep.
They here, Ted.
So they recovered the major damning piece of evidence they got from his computer was a document titled SK Confessions. Now, 500 points for the stab. What does SK stand for?
Serial killer?
It is serial killer. Yeah, it's serial killer.
Cuckoo.
And the opening line of the document, it's like a book. And the opening line of the book is, you ready for this? It's pretty good.
In a world.
Picture this, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's this story is based on true events. The names and events were slightly altered to protect the guilty. This story is of my progression into becoming a serial killer. So in this document, it describes in detail a failed first attempt at murder, a successful second attempt at murder, dismembering of the body, and attempts to dispose of the remains. It also included details about luring victims to his garage with a fake dating profile.
Wow.
He admitted to killing Johnny, but he said it was in self-defense. He said Johnny attacked him, so he had to neutralize the threat.
And of course, Johnny's not here to
be like, no, you. He said the mindset of this character in the story was sensationalized to make a better novel. So
that's his defense. Like that's fiction. What I did, yes, unfortunately, it's real, but I'm not crazy.
But him writing that was like his way of coping with it, and he sensationalized it to make it a better sell. There was also a bunch of media controversy about this because of the details of the crime. The judge basically said, "Okay, but you guys cannot report on anything. Can't put it out there. We don't want to fuck up this guy's chance to a fair trial." You know what I mean? Not necessarily because this guy is innocent and we're trying to protect him, but more so because
you can fuck this up for us if you put anything out there.
Exactly. And like, if you fuck it up and he gets a mistrial, then he walks away and
it's your fault.
Yeah. And you did that. So they're not, they pretty much, put a gag order on all of them. And then, when they finally were allowed to, like, they made a big deal of it. But he said that ultimately the judge said he didn't want public opinion to influence anything. After he was found guilty, he did try to say that the media influenced public opinion, and that's why he was found guilty, and that he wanted a retrial.
Did he get it?
He did not. And
fuckface.
He said his inspiration was, and I honestly never seen the show. I know it exists and I get the premise, but I've never actually sat down and watched it. Dexter. Was Dexter Morgan or whatever?
I also am. I have definitely seen some Dexter, and I get it. Like, he kills bad. He's a vigilante. Serial killer.
I guess in the show he's like a forensics dude, and he studies the blood spatter and stuff like that, and figures out how it went down.
Okay.
And then he goes around and he kills the baddies. And
for all you hating on us for not watching Dexter right now, there's just so much content.
So what?
There's so much content, you guys.
It looks boring.
Oh, don't go hating on it now.
I'm not hating on it. Totally. I mean, I know plenty of people who watch it and enjoy it, and I'm cool with that. But it's not animated. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
That's my biggest thing.
Greg's the podcaster that doesn't listen to podcasts. You guys.
He what?
I said Greg's the podcaster that doesn't really listen to podcasts.
I don't.
I love Getty's reaction at that.
I listened to a few, but it's occasional. So anyway, yeah, he tried for the mistrial, didn't get it. He's in jail, 25 to life. I don't know what that is. I mean, that's in Canadian years. I don't know how that translates to American years.
Which,
but
in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, is a pretty harsh sentence, because it's
25 to life before he has the possibility of parole.
Right. That's a rehabilitation country, 100%. So they're trying to get people out when they're rehabilitated. So he's definitely.
So that's it.
Wow. Fin. Thank you, Jules, for sending that. Thanks, Greg, for putting it together. So
that was thanks, Jules. That was crazy to read about that guy. I mean, he seems like a total doucher. But certified fuckface.
Yep, 100%.
But that was an interesting read.
Very much so. So this one, my last one here, not about murder. But definitely very interesting. So I stumbled upon it. Where else? The only source we use, right? Reddit.
I was gonna say Big Jim down at the liquor store. That dude always is like, "Hey, did you guys hear about the
funeral home that was also selling body parts out of the back?" Yeah. So today on Reddit, I saw a post. It was like an AP article, like a real quick write up about a funeral home that was selling, just like we said, body parts and bodies out of the back.
I can only imagine this is bad for business, seeing as how this is probably their busy time of year.
So this
gearing
is
up for Halloween.
This is in it's a Reuters article from February of this year, this funeral home was shut down because the owners of this home had been essentially, okay, let's take it back. Look at the whole thing here. In Colorado, it's not illegal to have a funeral home and a donor services company run within the same building. So do you catch where we're going here?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That saves time, that saves money, that saves effort.
Right. So there's a lot to this, and you guys can check out some of it. We'll post the links to it. It's kind of fucking gross. Like I said, there's no murders, but essentially this family is, you can donate your body to science. You can, in the case of the home, from what I understand, most places will, if you donate your body, they take it and they don't charge you for doing with it, what they need. They take, you're essentially giving your body to them to be able to get a discount on your funeral. For some people, that's the case. In their case, that's what it was, small discounts instead of giving the funeral for free when they had donated their body. Because as well as running that business in the United States, it's not illegal to sell body parts that are for educational purposes or for scientific study.
Yeah, but who's to say who's doing the scientific study? I mean, Joe Bob in his living room with a hacksaw.
Well, I would assume that it has to be some type of
trying to learn about the squishy parts inside the head.
Yeah, I would wonder where the limit is drawn and how someone
probably have to have like a license.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, who is this person who is unlicensed to be checking people's licenses to see if they're eligible to purchase the body parts from them? So in a list they have here, the families donate their bodies. There's a lot of money to be made in the funeral business. We know this, but there's even more money to be made in dissecting those bodies and selling the parts. They literally had a website where you could add body parts to cart, like add to cart. And you could get, let's see here, Greg, want some of these prices?
I want that web address.
It's no longer exists since it's shut down. Okay, so torsos for $1,000 each.
Yo, what are you going to do with a torso? I would get it if you were like, I need a finger.
A pelvis with upper legs, so above the knee and up, is $1,200. You can get the head for $500, a knee for $250, and a foot. A foot, nice, cheap, $125.
Should have been $5. They missed a killer marketing opportunity teaming up with Subway.
So yeah, that was their menu, So
at least their $5 would actually get you a foot instead of Subway where you get you like 8 inches or whatever.
Yeah. And they had a whole thing where it was like, well, you couldn't have assumed that $5 foot long meant that it was a foot long. That's preposterous.
Yeah, that's just what we call those sandwiches.
Anyway, besides unethically taking these bodies and selling them, the ones that were donated, people that were to be cremated were given back cement.
Oh.
And they were selling those bodies as well.
Damn, some H.H. Holmes type shit, double dipping.
Also, the mother of the woman who runs it, I believe her name is Melissa Hess.
Did you say runs or ran?
Ran. I should say ran. It was shut down in February.
I was just curious if they opened back.
No. The FBI shut them down. It wasn't like the Colorado Funeral Board shut them down. Yeah.
FBI.
Yeah. Better quiet down, buddy. So the mother of the owner, she was the one in the back doing the dissecting. Shirley Cook. She would steal gold.
I feel like there's an airplane joke in there somewhere, but I'm just missing it.
And don't call me Shirley. So she would steal gold teeth, gold fillings. She would keep it all for the year, and she would cash it in. And she bragged to some of her employees about how one year it took her whole family to Disneyland. Fun fact, Greg.
Damn.
In the state of Colorado, not illegal for a funeral home to collect things like that from a body.
Damn. I mean, not illegal, but definitely morally questionable.
Right. That's the whole
But
whole
like, I
thing.
mean, what are
where
you gonna do? Like, you yank the gold teeth, and you're like, "Hey, I've got an envelope with some teeth in it. I don't know if you guys want it or not."
It's gold, bro. Yeah, you just melt it down, turn it into something else. Who cares what it is now?
Isn't it just a gold cap over the tooth?
Yeah,
though?
but
So
they
it's
just
still got a tooth inside.
She's dissecting bodies. She's got no problem, I'm sure, getting a tooth out of a gold cap. Gold's soft, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I just picture a very large woman with an apron and her sleeves rolled up, like with like an anchor tattooed on her forearm and like a welding helmet and a blowtorch, just heating up teeth and like catching the gold in a pot underneath, holding them with like some forceps or something, and then
maybe you're not wrong.
And then she swings back, and when she lifts up the welding helmet, she's got one of those little teeny tiny headlights so she can go back to doing the dissection.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. But yeah, this is the kind of shit that was happening there. People were being ripped off. People were essentially let me see if I can find it really quickly. These victims all met up at a park nearby to like
pass out the pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, that would have been just as cool. To like show respect to all the people whose bodies were stolen and who received concrete instead of their victim or instead of their families.
God, that's so messed up.
Remains. Yeah, and one woman said that her father weighed near 300 pounds and they received back only something like 60 pounds of ashes. And apparently you should get it back about half the amount of ashes as the weight, I believe is.
Damn. Really?
That's what, maybe I read it incorrectly. I'm not incredibly familiar with the amount of ashes you receive back from, that definitely doesn't seem right now that I'm saying it aloud. So, but let's see. So here it says, no federal law governs the sale of cadavers or body parts for use in research for education, and few state laws, including those in Colorado, provide any oversight. So these people were just able to finagle some people and get the bodies of their loved ones, and instead of cremating them, get them concrete mix, sell the bodies for upwards of, like what we just saw, you get a torso for $1,000, you get the lower half for another $1,000, you get $500 from both knees, you're getting you're making $10,000 out of a body, $500 for the head.
I'm gonna check something real quick.
So there was the owner was in an interview with one of the ex-employees. She said that the owner had bragged about making approximately $40,000 a month off of the stolen bodies.
If she stuck to the same price structure as H.H. Holmes, because you said we said he was getting like what, $1,200 for the skeletons.
Maybe something like that. Yeah,
that'd be $33,250 today. Yeah. So I mean, if she stuck to that price structure and was just like, here, $33,000, get you a full cadaver.
Yeah, that's from what I understand. H.H. Holmes was being paid a little bit for the work that went into preparing the skeleton, the articulating and the bleaching the bones, and additionally, she had to do this in the low, selling them in parts, but they her whole thing was bragging about making about $40,000 a month doing it extra.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So, a
month.
Yeah, not a lot of details for me yet on this, and I don't know that I'll follow up on it too much, but I just found it too interesting to pass up that you just never know.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And disgusting.
Yeah.
So. That lady's a terrible person.
Right. Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I've got. Anything from you?
Don't sell body parts that don't belong to you. Keep watching the skies.
Check out our Facebook.
At Hella Greg on all your favorite social medias. Serial Chillers Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Chillers Podcast on Twitter. Jesse, take it away from me before I crash this thing.
805-666-2513. You can text us or call us anytime. We probably won't answer if you call, but please leave a beautiful voicemail, but I will text you back. Who answers the phone anyway, right?
Say something scary, like, I mean, don't freak me out, but like...
How about this? Let's put it out there right now. We're going to do a Halloween special.
There you go, yeah.
Let's hear your creepy voicemails. It could be a ghost story, an alien story. What do we say? Dark, creepy, unsolved, or otherwise mysterious. Let's go, guys. You know what the side stories are like. Call the voicemail line. You could do it if you can record yourself in another way. Do that and send it to serialchillerspodcast@gmail.com. We are putting together a Halloween special. Send it to us. Let's hear from you guys.
Yeah, we want to hear some cool shit.
Other than that, thank you, Hella Greg. Thank you to everybody for giving to the Patreon like you have and continue to do. Hey, Greg.
What?
Don't talk to strangers.
Oh.
This has been another presentation from Super Network.